You guys have lost 8 of 11. Bullpen has been better, but now the offense is struggling a little bit, and that coincides with the fact that you got 3 legit bats out of the lineup due to injuries. So how do you handicap last night's game?
Well, we're playing better baseball, cleaner baseball. The pitching staff gives us the chance to win games. Bullpen is trending in the right direction. The starters always give us a chance, and no matter if you score all your runs in one inning or multiple innings, you still have to outscore the opponents, and we've got to find ways to maximize our offensive chances, and our offensive efficiency has to be even sharper now with 3 of our everyday bats out of the lineup, and really 2 of the most dynamic players in the National League out with Turner and Rendon, and runs are scarcer. Opportunities have to be embraced and they have to be maximized, and we have to play much closer to perfect baseball than we have in the past, when you can outbang the other team and out thump them and just rely on your big horses. So. Got to play better. We got to play better, cleaner games. We have to maximize our chances, and when we have runners on base, guys on third, less than 2 outs, you have to be really efficient and score those runs because the odds are your chances are lessened because you don't have 3 of your good bats in the lineup, and you're relying on bench players to be everyday guys.
Mike, how long can we keep saying, because I'm a blind homer, right? And especially with the Nats. Like, say maybe the Redskins, after about 3 losses, I give up, and I got to say balls a little bit. We're going, they're 12-16, same thing they were. And I keep saying, it's still early, guys. They played 28 games. And they're breaking my balls, and they're going, I don't know if it's still early. For you, what is still early? Is it? I said maybe 50 games. These guys are trying to tell me you kind of know what you are, 30 games in, and I think that's bull s.
Well, I think that you know who you are when you have your full complement of players amassed and in the lineup and performing at the same time. We came out of the spring training with our full complement of players, no injuries. Our bullpen struggled. They weren't prepared coming out of spring training to hit the ground running at the onset of the season, and then players slowly start breaking down and getting hurt. We knew it was a big injury when Trey broke his finger and he was going to be out for that length of time because he's one of the most dynamic two-way players in all of baseball. And then when Rendon goes down and Zim goes down in the same week, it's difficult. So I think you really have to assess your team when you're playing at full strength and see what you've got. And I think that. We have, you ask when it's early. It's never early. It's always, games in April count as much as games in September. But unlike football, when you say, you lose 3 or so a row in the NFL, you jump off the bandwagon. 1 month of the season is 1/6 of the season, and in football, obviously, every game is much more vital. So, we're looking to get back on track, and like I said, we've got to, like I said last week, we've got to tread water till we get our horses back and stay in this race and stay within the front teams in the league. And when we get our compliment, we got to get it, and we got to roll with it.
But it seems to me, I'm not a historian or anything, but just it seems to me that teams can hover around 500 and then get hot and then kind of take off.
The Dodgers at this point had a bad record.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to me to be uncommon. It seems kind of preposterous to say, oh, well, they kind of are who they are. It just seems kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think they are who they are once you get a bigger sample size of the actual team that's going to be on the field that you want on the field. I think that when we'll know a lot more about ourselves when Trey comes back and Anthony comes back and Zim gets back in the lineup, and then Howie and Matt Adams are bench players with Defoe and that type of thing, Well, Rendon, we just put him on the DL. We hopefully that's just a short-term IL stint, and Trey Turner, when the bone heals, he'll be back playing. You can't rush a bone from healing. So those injuries usually take 6 weeks, give or take, and today I think is 4 weeks for Trey. So he's still a couple weeks away from from the scheduled time to that a typical broken finger takes to mend. And let's not forget, it's his right hand, which is more problematic than his left hand because it's his throwing hand. So we have to make sure that he's right and healthy. So fortunately, we've got a good young player in Carter Keyboom to back him up, and we have high hopes for him. And he's a terrific, dynamic player. He's going to be a great player for us for a long time. But he's you need to have Trey Turner and Anthony Rendon in the lineup. They're two terrific players and two of the best two-way players in all of baseball. So it's a tough loss.
Mike,
we got to play every night, man, and nobody's going to feel sorry for us. So it's time for the other guys to step up, and we've got to win. We got to win some games and grind it out and battle and score one more run than the other team.
Mike, does it drive you nuts when armchair GMs, and I'll put myself in this category for a second, question the way you handled Anthony Rendon going to the IL and it didn't take care of it earlier? I know that you responded to it, but I wanted to throw it out there for you and see what you thought of guys who think that they might know more than you when it comes to putting guys on the IL.
Well, the thing is that these are such organizational decisions. I don't profess to be an orthopedic surgeon nor a radiologist or any of that. I have the ultimate decision of how to treat an Anthony Rendon or a Trey Turner or that type of thing. But I'm getting my information from experts. We on the Rendon situation, I relied upon two expert orthopedic surgeons, an expert radiologist. We've had X-rays and MRIs and ultrasounds, and we've looked at this thing every which way, and we make a decision accordingly. And when the only thing that bothers me is that when people don't have the information, I get it though. You guys got to fill 3-4 hours a day on the radio, and you say controversial things because that gets people riled up. But I just want people to have information and know that there is absolutely.
Mike, you can just call us idiots. You don't have to be politically nice.
No. It's opinions but it's just without opinions without all the information. I think gets dangerous at times.
I agree. So he has experts in X-rays, and I have a tingle. Yeah. So I'm outside of like Rizzo there.
No, but here's the one thing I would clarify, and I hope Mike understands that at least with us, is that we don't say something just to be controversial. We might be ignorant of the facts underneath it, but we're not saying something just to be like hot takey.
Cake said it because he truly believed it.
Right. Right.
But again, I know nothing.
And let me ask you this, Mike. Let me ask you this: is there a number? I bet you there is. Like, for example, like I've heard in like volleyball. My daughter plays volleyball. That there's a match like the first team to hit 22 points, I think it is, typically wins like 70% of matches, something like that. Is there a run number that typically, if you hit it, you're going to win that game?
Well, I think with our pitching staff, I think if we score four or more runs, we have a really good chance of winning the game. I don't know what the statistics bear out, but I've always been comfortable with 5 runs is something that I think you should win those games, and with our pitching staff and our defense and that, comfortable at that number, but runs are scarce and they're hard to come by, especially when you have a lineup that's not at full go, and like I said, we have to maximize the chances that we have and be much more offensively efficient with the new lineup than we are when we have a chance just to let the lineup go and just swing the bats.
Burke and Herbert Bank want you to bank on the cycle during tonight's game. Kim W. from Waldorf has the chance if any Washington baseball player hits for the cycle. No cycle, Kim still takes home a $100 gift card courtesy of Burke and Herbert Bank. Enter for your chance to win during next Wednesday's game. Details at thefandc.com/contest.